Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Marshall Gamer. Today we're checking out Roots of Tomorrow, a turn-based farming simulator that is very highly detailed. I was actually impressed with the level of detail they put into the game and all the mechanics that come into play when you're farming. So when I say farming, let's get right in here and you start out with your first choice of three kinds of farms right now. Later down the line, I'm expecting this to be expanded a little bit more. But for now, you have the option of pig farming, cattle farming, and sheep farming. But for the sake of this video, just to keep it simple, we're going to do sheep farming. So right off the bat, you'll have your choice of characters as well. You have Leonard, Sammy, Anne, and Elena. If the names sound a little bit odd to you, it's because the game was originally in French and it just recently got an English translation earlier this month. So each character starts with their own ability. As you can see, Leonard is a former banker. He starts off with 10,000 extra more money. Sammy is a trader, 5% discount on all products in the market. And former researcher, all searches take 1 month less to complete. This is a typo. What this actually means is research. The game also has research that you can do in order to improve your farm efficiency. And then we have Elena, who has the family takeover ability, which is a 10% discount on the purchase of new plots of land. But for now, we'll go with Leonard because we need the money when we're starting out on a new farm. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we will be skipping the tutorial and I'll be explaining everything. Just because it is a little bit lengthy and I don't want to bore you guys. Alright, so we'll skip over all of this. Oh, maybe we can't. This is our sheep pen where the flock lives. Sheep pen is mostly used during the lambing period where the lambs are growing. Sheds are for storing equipment. Of course, we have our house and the manure stockpile. And then we have areas here that we can utilize for farming as well. Not just not just livestock farming, but also crops. Alright, so as I said before, the game is a turn-based farming simulator, and right now we're doing a sheep farm. We're gonna be planting some crops here in a second, but what I wanted to talk about is the main goal of the game. So the game basically, the goal of it is to create a completely sustainable farm. And your time limit is 10 years. Each month takes up 2 turns, so in total we're now in turn 1 of 240. 240 is basically the 10-year mark, and we have to achieve a sustainable farm within that time limit. And you can see here in the bottom left what our total score is going to be. So you have different scores. You have environmental scores, you have economic, and you have social. All of these can also be affected depending on what you do. So if you use less energy on your farm, then your score goes up. If you have good soil or you manage it properly, then you'll also have a better score. Ways to lose, basically have less, reduce your losses to the environment on the farm. Also increases the score. On the economic side, make sure you're able to pay yourself and your employees a decent amount of money every month. That's also one of your other scores. And of course, the global score is basically the compounded score of all of these 3 scores. Here on the social side, you have animal welfare, just how well you're taking care of your animals. Food security is making sure you're providing food for your people, basically. Working conditions is basically having you and your team in fulfilling work conditions. Otherwise, the score will drop and it'll affect your score as well. Making sure your wildlife, local life, is not impacted by your farming as well. So overall, your social, basically, you can think of it as your reputation among the country or the world, and it will affect things that you can do, like who you can interact with or who you can sell to in the long run. So what we're gonna do first, so this is usually where you're gonna be ending your turn. But right now it's saying that you have an item of interest, so when we click on it, it'll take us here. And the first thing we can do is, since we already start out with a flock, it wants us to sell the flock that's ready to go. So these lambs have been bred for slaughter, and we can sell them, and we'll make a decent 33,000. And here's where you get to choose who to sell to. So you can sell to ethical stores, but you need a score of at least 3, a global score of at least 3. And this is where I was talking. And when you sell to ethical stores, you actually gain a 20% increase in your sale price. Having a social score of at least 2.5 will increase by 10%. However, regular market distribution is just selling it at the, I guess, retail price. And then this is basically if your food doesn't meet standards, then you can just sell it at a loss. But for now, we have market distribution and our flock is pretty nice and healthy, so we're gonna sell it for supermarket distribution. And now we're starting off with 83,000 here. What's the other item that needs attention? Here we can adjust our diets for our animals, and you can see here what the food consumption is for the animal and the cost for it per week. So for now, I think we'll just do a normal feed. We'll assign Leonard to this task, and we'll just confirm that, and we'll go to the next turn. So let's see. Right now, not a lot is going on, but this could easily pick up. Let's just look at the market here. And, oh, sorry, not this. Let's look at the plots here. You can click on any plots. You can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plots that we can basically plant crops in. What you can do is just go into any one of these and you can choose a seed. If you don't have any seeds, you can buy them. And each seed, you have this nice chart here that'll tell you when you can plant and when you can harvest stuff. So right now we're in the first month, so we can plant spring barley, or let's see. It seems like right now the only thing that we can do is spring barley for a reasonable amount of time, because everything else is not for another 2 months. So we'll buy like 2,000 kilograms of seeds, and then we can see here that we can plant it. And then the other thing here is you see these numbers here. So you can see here that Leonard is working at 100% capacity, and then this number is what he's currently working, and then this is what he will be working, the number of hours he will be working per week. You want to make sure you don't overwork your people, because otherwise you'll have negative impacts on their performance, because obviously they're overworked. So we're gonna go ahead up here and we're gonna look at our searches first. This is our research. I don't know why it's called searches, but here we are. First thing I want to do is I want to add some automation to my sheep pen. What this will do is unlock some improvements, and we'll do that, and this will be unlocked after 10 turns. Now we're gonna go over to team, and you can see here it'll tell you what the skill is of your character, what they can improve on, and when you click here into the more details, you can see what they have here in their skills. So as you can see here, you have administration tasks, taking care of sheep, being a butcher, or being able to plant crops. So easiest thing to do here, since we are trying to add more crops to our harvest, to our plots basically, what we could do is hire seasonal employees to handle that. So let's take a look at that and see if we can get somebody that's good at doing crops. So we have some people here that are 2 out of 3 for crops, but they are open-ended contract. I want to see if somebody has skill, but also so these are also, I'm not sure what the CDI and CDD is. I'm not a farmer. I don't know if these are farming related terms. We could get an intern, but we want to get a seasonal employee. I think that's the best choice here. So we'll get, let's actually sort them here and take a look. So okay, so we can get a seasonal employee here for 2 months, 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. This one has a little bit of skill, so we'll hire Jerome. And then we'll hire, we don't want interns though, we want seasonal employees, right? So we'll hire Veronique. So we have 2 new employees. We're gonna have them handling some of these plots. So as you can see here, now Jerome is going to be working 30 hours per week. So we'll do that and we'll confirm. And we'll have Veronique also work. The hours worked also depends on the size of your plot, so that's why you see the different hours on there. So we're out of seeds, so let's buy a little bit more. So let's do maybe a 3,000. Maybe that's enough. So we'll have Veronique also work a little bit more. Let's see, who else can I, Leonard is actually, that's a lot. That's a lot of hours. So maybe we'll just stay at this pace, because again, you don't want to overwork your characters or your team. And let's just do this, and then next turn we can also plant some more. You could overwork them, but again, like I said, that will drop their morale and their stamina. Not something you want to do. Here, our first item of attention here is my flock is being separated into 2 groups. 85% of my lambs are born in October, and 15% in March. A lot of on-call work is required during these periods. Okay. So during this period, let's see. We're gonna have to pay attention to these lambs. So we'll have our 2 new employees focus on that. Well, no, actually, because I hired them for planting, maybe I'll just have my my main character, Leonard, focus on working that. It will require a lot of hours, so this will affect him negatively, but it'll be okay in the long run because we're only going to be doing it for a couple of months. Alright, so we're going to go back here and we'll have these guys keep working on this. So far, so good. And after this, we're just going to be skipping a bunch of turns just because you're not always going to be doing something, you know? Alright, got that. Oh, this is going to be a big one, I think. Let's do 3,000. Oh, that's a lot of hours. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay. Maybe we just take the hit here for now and just get it done with, just so we can get it over with. And oh my god, my employees are gonna be so upset. Okay, let's go on to the next turn. So during the beginning of the year, you also have these goals that you can set for yourself, and if you achieve these goals, you can get grant money. Here, one of the basic goals is you can choose either to the goal is to reach this score in environmental, and if you do, this is going to be your reward. Again, same thing here. This is your environmental, and this is your reward. I think we already have a 1.5 in environmental, so I'm just going to set this because it'll give us a bigger stack of money, and we need money. Let me just double check here. Oh no, our environmental dropped. Ooh. Uh-oh. Greening my farm using fewer pesticides. Okay. So basically we need to increase the environmental just a little bit. Yeah, so after planting your crops, you'll have the option of basically adding fertilizer. Again, so synthetic, you have 3 types of fertilizer. Synthetic is the best as far as nutrients, but also it will reduce your environmental score, I believe. Let me just double check this real quick. Yeah, it will drop, for example, losses to environment, this will drop. Soil management, that might also drop. I'm not sure if preservation of biodiversity, I'm guessing if you're dumping chemicals into the ground, that will also drop the score. So we're gonna go with something with the organic. It's gonna be less effective, but it won't harm the land as much. And since we still have our seasonal workers, we're gonna use them to do that. Let's do this, let's do that, and we have one more plot here. Since we didn't do them all at the same time, it's kind of saving us here. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Yeah, cool. Let's go on to the next turn. Here. Okay. We'll keep doing organic here. Organic. We'll do Veronique here. We'll do this one. Yeah, so the game turns into more like of a management style turn-based game where you're just trying to fulfill scores and complete objectives. So far, so good. Okay. So let's see. The what? agricultural policy is a European Union level policy. It's a system of regulations and subsidies that were designed to increase agricultural yield while maintaining farmers' incomes. The cap is updated on a regular basis, so it is adjusted to the needs and changes according to the periods. The next reform will take effect in 2023 and will focus on climate and environmental issues. Just a quick reminder, these are the last 2 months or so. If you want to have good harvest this year, make sure you don't have any empty fields. We already did that. We're good. Alright, so here, this is going to be our next goal. I don't think we're going to be able to reach environmental 2. But I guess so. We'll aim at the lowest one and see if we can reach it. Unfortunately, let's see. Did we recover? Okay, we're good on environmental now. So we did recover a little bit because we we treated the soil with organic, and that increased the biodiversity. Also reduced energy consumption, I guess, somehow. So let's see what our items to take care of is. Putting rams with the ewes for insemination, basically breeding. 85% of the herd in May, 15% of the herd in October. 5 months later, lambing will take place. Alright, so we have... Now we can assign somebody to the task of breeding the sheep. We'll just have Leonard take care of that because these guys are more farming oriented. So here we have applying some kind of, I'm guessing it's some kind of pesticide. So we'll have Jerome take care of this. We'll have Veronique take care of that. And we'll have Veronique also take care of this. That way they're both at 25 hours per week. That's good. And now we need to take care of these because we did them on different cycles. So we'll do that. 27 is okay. There. One more. A lot of hours. 51? Oh my god. Okay, we'll have Veronique take care of that. Seems like on the second cycle, they're getting overworked. So now that the employee is reaching their end of their contract, you can choose to extend their contract. Since it is seasonal, it'll turn into an intern working 20 hours a week. And the salary might increase or not, depending. Since I think we're okay with farming, I think we can just end the contract, and we'll be okay. And we'll just move on. Veronique is also reaching the end of their contract. Do we want to extend it? And they turn from a seasonal worker into an intern. I think we're good. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? So when the season changes, you're basically gonna be moving your flock up to a different area so they can graze, and then you can bring them back when you're done. Weather has been good these last weeks with the perfect balance of sunshine and rain. The final yield of all your sown field is increased by 25%. Wonderful. Someone took over the sheep farm. That's great. We were afraid that it would eventually close, despite Jean Baptiste's efforts. How have you been doing the past few months? Not too bad. I'm starting to get the bearings. That's good. Back in my day, I also took a farm. Didn't last very long. I ended up finding a job in agricultural research. If you have any technical issues, I can help. Time sure does fly by. I got a chess tournament waiting for me. See you later. Alright, so we did miss our goal for the 2 environmental out of 5, so we didn't get the reward. Here, if you look up here, you can see your goals. We did succeed in this. We didn't succeed in this, unfortunately, but that's okay. Let's see what else is requiring attention here. Our sheep farm. Okay, so our second batch of lambs is ready to be sent off to the slaughter. So we can sell them, and here, let's see, we can sell them for about 100 a piece. And again, if you had a higher social score, then you could sell them for an extra 10%. But since we don't, we'll just sell them for regular retail price. And that is basically how the game plays out. You just have a 10-year limit, 240 turns, and you have to make a sustainable farm. And again, with research, you can unlock things to make it more efficient for your workers, so it'll take them less hours to do certain tasks. And thus having less employees, less hours, and basically trying to build a more efficient farm as you keep going. The game is currently in beta testing. It is free on Steam. You can play it for free. I will have links in the description for that. Now, for closing thoughts, I did have a few issues with the game. One of the first was there are no WASD controls. I was kind of frustrated by that because every time I would have to either drag and click or just use the mini-map here to drag around. Usually, I would expect some kind of WASD controls for the camera in this type of game. I was disappointed that there wasn't that. Also, translation issues, those are minor. Sometimes they can be confusing. Again, the game started out as a French game, and it just recently got the English translation update. I think that was on the 12th of May. Aside from that, there wasn't really a lot of issues that I encountered. Again, there's a lot to cover here. Like, for example, in your finance tab here, you can actually do borrowing money. There's also insurance that you can do. Insurance on your crop. And basically, you get reimbursed when something happens to your crops, like if it rains too much and a landslide happens, or any other kind of random things, like maybe you get like I don't know, bugs, plant disease, any other sort of thing. Anyway, that's it for this game. This has been Roots of Tomorrow. Links will be in the description again. The game is free on Steam. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Subscribe for more content. I'll see you next time.